once the centerpiece of every Canadian living room, but the cable TV box is officially on life support.
A new survey shows half of us have cut the cord, yet the freedom of streaming is becoming more expensive by the day. So what have we gained? Well, what have we gained, Eddie? I'm starting to ask that question every time I see the price of Netflix going up, or Crave hasn't gone up yet, but what some of them are doing, they may not be increasing the prices on the package you have, but they're now starting to let commercials creep in. Prime, for example, from what I understand, will be moving their 4K offerings to a separate channel that you're going to pay either pay extra for 4K or pay just for access to the 4K channel alone.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
That's coming soon. And then you have Disney, Hulu, and some of the others have all put their prices up a couple of times in the last 12 to 15 months. So it's come to a point. Even the other day, I'm scrolling through the recommended videos on YouTube for me, and one was the streamers have pushed us to piracy once again.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's true, like it's at a point now, we cut the cord just over 2 years ago, and actually did not, because for 2 months, I kind of watched, took note of what we were watching, and the amount of regular TV we were watching on the cable that we were paying for was practically zero. We were watching YouTube, Netflix, Discovery, Prime, and Crave.
Right.
So why would we be paying? Why pay the rental on the boxes and whatever the channel package was, with at least a dozen channels repeated, or the programming repeated on the different channels, and reruns and all of that sort of thing. So it made more sense, and we were ahead of the game, at least for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised, but you see Apple at some point as well soon move into, they're going to have a tier with advertising, which will be a little bit cheaper than a tier without advertising, because they're getting ready to put ads on Apple Maps within the next, by the summer anyway. And they've set up a new division. And so it's only a matter of time before you see ads popping up there, or they come up with some kind of a tier. Yeah. So we're at a point now, when I look at what we're paying for Crave, Prime's included in the Prime membership, which probably will be going up soon, I would think, the annual membership. And then we have, YouTube. You have to sit there and look at the ads on YouTube now if you don't pay the $9.99 a month. And it's just out of this world. And it's getting to a point that we're probably paying almost as much now for the subs as what we were paying for basic cable, or a basic cable and an extra tier a couple of years ago. So what have we gained?
Yeah.
Well, one thing for sure, though, is, and here's the other thing, Netflix and even Apple now, remember how they used to, when they had a new series come out and they dropped the whole series, and then you could sit there and binge watch?
Right.
Apple will drop the first two segments, and then you have to, if you want to watch it, you either watch it as they drop the, one segment a week until the season is ended, or you have to wait until they finish dropping the rest of the segments, and then you can binge watch it.
Right.
By then, everybody's talked about it.
Yeah.
And you know how it's all going to come out. Yeah. So, it's there. I don't know. I think that they're looking at it as the goose that laid the golden egg. Now, part of it is, yes, production costs have gone up significantly. But you know something? Netflix used to have blockbuster series on Netflix. Netflix used to be like the old, the old HBO. They had quality offerings.
Right.
When was the last time you heard that there was a series dropping on Netflix or a movie dropping on Netflix that was must-see TV? You just can't.
It's been a while.
Yeah. But how many times has the price for Netflix gone up since then, and you're getting crap?
Well, yeah, the price, I mean, all these platforms, the prices go up, and then, on top of going up, oh, by the way, if you don't want to see commercials, it's an extra blah a month. I mean, recently, my stepson has been using my Amazon Prime. All of a sudden, we started seeing extra expenses coming up every month. He basically subscribed to not getting commercials. So, for all these add-ons, if you want to call it add-on features, they're charging you more. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if one day for subtitles, they're going to start charging you if you want to see subtitles on the film. I mean, who knows, Gary? Like the sky's the limit on this, and they're out there not just to soak a dollar from you. They're out there to squeeze every freaking penny out of you that they can. So it comes down to, you cut the cord a couple of years ago. So did we. We were cable subscribers. We were actually cable plus subscribers because a specialty channel there, a specialty sports package there, and all of a sudden you're paying $70 a month. And like you, why are we doing this? We're not watching television all that much except for the news, and we were binge watching wherever we could on some of the other platforms. Yeah, mostly Amazon, and then using my stepson's Netflix at the time, and we still couldn't find anything decent to watch. So you know what? On top of cutting the cord, Gary, if you're looking at all the platforms, Netflix, your Amazon Prime, your Disney Plus, Winnell's cousins in Los Angeles have everything. Each individually, if you add it all up, you'll come to being more than your basic plus cable package, as you had mentioned earlier. So you know what, Manila and I decided we're not going to spend all this money because in the good old days you looked at your traditional networks, your ABCs, your CBSs, your NBCs, and then CTV and CBC basically broadcast everything. I mean, probably a week after it's already been out, but they did show it. Yeah, so my wife and I decided that, you know what? No, we are not going to subscribe to all of these. We're going to stick to our traditional package of Amazon Prime Video. And if there's something we really want to see on Netflix, for example, maybe we'll subscribe to it for a month and then cut it off. But you know what? We have zero intention to subscribe to all these platforms because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Or you know what? Find better things to do than watching shows on the big screen. Pick up a hobby.
Well, I'm trying, and I'm not doing a very good job at the moment. Anyway, the other part of it is too that they've cracked down on password sharing. And really, what's wrong with you sharing a password within your immediate family? Okay, so maybe the kids are a little bit older and they've moved out on their own, but still, what's wrong with sharing your password with the immediate family? Or at the very least, have some kind of a family package pricing. Like, for example, when, Apple's, a couple of these subscription services Apple has, including Apple TV. I've got the Apple One, I think it's called. Anyway, I can share that with up to 5 family members for the one price. And even
they don't have to be in the same residence.
Even with their new content creator package that they've come out with that has, like video editing and different things, all under the one umbrella. Again, it's in Canada going to be $17.99 a month, but you're getting advanced AI features and all of those items, but you can share it with up to 5 family members. You know? So even if you have just one family member who's interested in sharing it, you're still getting a really good deal on it. But a lot of them don't seem to have that family feel, if you will.
It's interesting you mentioned
families to share.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that. You look at some of the other technology products that allow family sharing. I'll give you a typical example: using Norton antivirus or for VPN configuration on your computer. I can share with 5 people, no problem there, and they're all geographically dispersed. It's all based on the MAC IP address. Simple as that. I'm paying for it. I've got 5 people on there or 5 different units. Who cares who's using it? And you know what? There's no reason why these entertainment platforms can't do the same. They can do the same. They just choose not to, Gary. And it's like I said at the beginning. They're not out there for your dollar anymore. They're out there to squeeze every freaking penny out of you, and they'll continue doing that. And it's a shame considering how much money these platforms actually make on an ongoing basis. Yet they continue to increase the pricing. The quality of the material that's being put on there is decreasing on an ongoing basis. And on top of that, oh, by the way, if you want to have this feature, you need to pay this extra. And you know what I guess the funny thing is, Gary, they know people are willing to pay for it. So as long as they're willing to pay for it, we're going to continue to do this. So, I mean, typically how do you make a big conglomerate like Netflix or Amazon or Disney? How do you get them to actually say, whoa, maybe we shouldn't be charging for this? That people stop buying it. But that takes a long time to happen, right?
It does, although I think the shift this time around will be faster for a number of reasons.
So?
One of the main reasons is the younger generations coming behind us boomers are very quick to make a decision on things like this and move on.
I see.
The other thing is, and part of it's attention span too, but they're very, they just won't put up with the crap.
Right.
And these companies are, like you say, they're making solid profits. There's no question about that. They're making solid profits, and yet they're starting to nickel and dime on the production side, and it is really showing. Now, it's one thing about Apple. Apple, very choosy, and remember, they started a service not that long ago, and they really had nothing. They had to start building up their vault of programming, and they've won all kinds of awards, and they're getting top-notch directors and producers and actors because they don't nickel and dime. They want it done, and they want it done right, and at a level that matches the whole Apple philosophy. So, what's going to happen is that I can see that this is going to start to level off within the next couple of months, where people really start to get upset about what they're paying, and especially if a couple of more of them start raising prices again, and that's probably either late this spring or in August, going into the fall when people are coming back in and starting to watch more TV. I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see a migration away from some of these platforms. And the other thing that gets me is, as you say, if there's a series you want to watch and it's the whole series has dropped, you sign up for a month. Can you imagine the churn factor that's going on now and what that churn factor is going to be like within a couple of months? And when you have a high churn factor, that starts eating away eventually too at your at your profit margin.
Mm-hmm.
You like
True.
to keep them in place. So I think that's going to happen. I think you're going to see people starting to migrate away, and they may become choosier, and they may just keep one or two services, and then they're going to go back to something like this. Where's the page? Let me bring this up. So Rogers now, even in Quebec, because they can offer internet in Quebec now as well. They have a service where you can sign up for internet and also bring your streaming lineup with you, or build it with Netflix, Disney, Apple TV. And they also have a streaming service with some of the regular channels as well. So you can, mix and match. And then Bell, let me get down here, rid of that.
Wow, they're coming up with hybrid solutions.
Yep. Yeah. Go away. We'll accept your cookies. They better be good. So yeah, you can bundle up here as well and stream. No box, like no traditional cable box, no traditional channels. This one they're offering Crave, Netflix, and Disney. And you can add some others as well. So you're getting options like that now starting to pop up from a streaming standpoint. And I can see more people starting to take advantage of that, because especially with the streaming, it's a lot easier to bring that up on your phone or on your tablet when you're traveling, or your laptop, and frigging around with going into a television channel's web page, and then CTV, you have to sign in and all of this sort of thing. No, I'm going to watch the free stuff that you have on the air. Why do I have to sign in? It's
true.
Anyhow,
True.
I find it really annoying to try and watch something on CTV, even on their app on Apple. But anyhow, that's that. So I think we're going to see, and of course there will be those who do take a walk on the dark side, and piracy will be on its way up again.
Yeah.
Much like it was with music.
Would you ever go back to getting wired, going back to cable?
No.
Yeah, neither would I.
No, I can get what I need, even if like Netflix and Apple start to get to a point where I just say, yeah, no, this is crazy for the amount I'm watching it. There are other options. And some apps, some of the networks have their apps that you can download and watch something if you really need something to watch. And believe it or not, Eddie, I'm watching probably 90% YouTube. I'm finding pretty much everything I want on YouTube. As far as quick hits, they have a lot of live material now, like CBC and CTV and the US networks, all streaming live.
Right.
So it's there. It may come in blocks. You may not get a steady stream. It may come in blocks, but it's available. And so but about 90%. And the ads, oh man, no wonder the mainstream networks and radio stations are hurting.
Yeah.
Because the money's all going digital.
Yeah.
Especially this year in particular, it's really shot up. So, no, I wouldn't go back. I don't know. Deborah may want to. I don't think so. She watches a lot of programming on her tablet and is quite happy with it. So.
Same for us in our household, my wife and myself. It's, we're pretty much either YouTube, Netflix, or Prime. We get pretty much everything we need there. whether we're watching this on our iPads, sometimes on our phones, or on the television. Really don't need anything much more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. And with me, like even Apple TV, there are a couple of series that have dropped new episodes. One is Hijack, and the other one is Tehran, and Tehran season 3 waited 2 years because it was.
I found this on the web for when is Hijack and Tehran. Check it out.
Technology.
Did you hear me mention that one's name? Yet when I say, hey, so and so, it does nothing. It doesn't respond. Like that's
Right.
bizarre. Anyway, so I started watching those 2 seasons. I won't, and I'm not even halfway through. I haven't been back.
Right.
I really do like those two particular series, and there's 2 others that have dropped that I've been watching, and I haven't even started to watch the new season yet.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, I don't, my tastes, I guess, are changing again. Like I'm going through another change. So that's it from my perspective.
Yeah. But we'd never go back to the hard cable. That's for sure.